Well, hello there, I'm Photo Dave, and this is Botpixx. And this is the very first video for Botpixx, so I should probably tell you what it's all about. With Botpixx, I want to help you create family fun with Transformers and your smartphones. So in theory, you've already got everything you need. So whether you're 5 or 105, I want you to be able to just enjoy yourself while learning about a different way to play. And if you're 105 years old and you're watching this, you might be my favorite person. And for even more added fun, you can use these tips for anything in the house. So whether the house has tons of Legos, Barbies, Hot Wheels, anime characters, you get the point. You'll be able to use the same tips for those. So these videos are for the kids, they're for the parents, the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, the babysitters, and yes, the collectors too. Because yeah, I'm an uncle, but I'm also one of you. Now, I figure there's no better way to introduce a channel than to show you what the channel's all about. So let's kick this whole thing off with the help of Transformers Cyberworld's Optimus Prime and Megatron. For those who don't know, Transformers Cyberworld is a cartoon that's currently running on YouTube. If you're a kid, be sure you get the permission of a responsible adult before checking it out. And if you're a responsible adult, they're 5-minute episodes, so you should be able to figure out pretty quickly whether or not they should be watching. Okay, let's get to the photos, shall we? First things first, I'm using 4 small lights, I'm using some mirrored tint, and I'm using the Transformers Cyberworld Optimus Prime and Megatron. Now I'm going to leave affiliate links in the video description for the 4 lights, Prime, and Megatron. With an affiliate link, if you click on it and end up buying something with it, I'll get a cut, but at no extra charge to you. For this shot, I'm going very simple using an iPhone 13 Pro. I know! It's ancient! As well as the editing tools that came standard on the iPhone 13 Pro. So let's shoot this. Alrighty folks, here we go. Now I have this set on portrait mode because I like to have control over the blur when I get done. I'm also going to move this light a little bit because I'm going to want to crop this later and I don't want that right there behind Prime. Now we've got a little bit of the reflection going on because again this is mirrored tint. And by the way, if you don't have mirrored tint at your place, I only have it because that's the tint that was used at the office, you can also just grab a mirror and put that down and put them on there. You'll have even better reflection than I do. So, checking this out right now. This is again in portrait, so I can't really get much closer than this, but what I can do is take the exposure down ever so slightly so they're not just totally overwhelmed with all that light. So we've got Prime and Megatron right there. I'm going to click on Prime, so that way that's where the focus is going to be directed, is on him, and because Megatron is kind of on the same plane, then he'll be in focus as well. I don't think there's really much else to do that's crazy. I tried going down a little bit there. Let's keep it right there, and now I'm going to snap the shot. There we go. Shot is good and snapped. Now, I'm going to get out of there, and I'm going to click it. Now there's all the editing that's going to happen. This is where the fun's at. Now I'm going to crop. And I want to see, here we go, freeform wallpaper, 16 by 9. That's what I like to use. It's kind of a nice cinematic view. So I crop it to that, and I just blow up the picture a little bit. So now we've got Megs and Optimus Prime sitting there right now ready to be edited. Now as far as the aperture is concerned, which is basically the clarity on the image, now I can just mess with this and make the background a little blurrier. It's kind of hard to tell, but that's alright. And then we'll just make this a simple adjustment. I'm just going to click this wand, which will do an automatic adjust. So you got that going. And then here with filters, when it comes to Transformers, I always like vivid. So we're on Vivid. Now that's a little crazy with the Vivid, so I'm gonna mess with that just a touch. And there it is. I think I'm pretty happy with that as the first shot. Yes, I said that was the first one because let's face it, you can't shoot robots in disguise without actually making them robots. By the way, if you're enjoying yourself so far, be sure to click that subscribe button. And let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite Transformer you would love to see featured on Botpixx. Now let's shoot some bots. Now, after making them robots, because again, robots in disguise, I have it back on portrait. Also, I moved the lights around just a little bit because I was getting a lot of glare on Optimus's chest windows. So, here they are. Again, we're in portrait. I want to take the exposure down again, which exposure basically just tells you exactly how much light's coming in. If it's lower, you're allowing less light in, and if it's higher, you're allowing more light in. So, let's take it down a notch, several notches. Oh, that's almost too many notches. Right, ooh, there looks pretty good, I think. Maybe, hang on, let's try one more. Yeah, you know what? We'll be able to take care of some of the stuff that I'm having a problem with right now in editing. So, I've pushed on Optimus again because, again, these guys are going to be in focus. Let's get out of there, and now what I want to look at, I want to look at aperture, which is the controls that let us really focus in on the characters, but blur out the background a bit. I want to do a little of that. Not too much. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit Optimus again, and I'm taking the shot. So there it is. There's the shot. Now, same deal. It's time to go in and do the editing. So the first thing I want to do, again, because it's me, I want to make it a 16:9 ratio shot. So there we go. Blow these guys up so the lights aren't there. Maybe just a touch more. And the way I'm doing that is just pinching with my fingers and thumb, or my index finger and my thumb. So you'll be able to do that fairly easily, I'm sure. We've got aperture all set up how I wanted it. I'm going to do the automatic adjustments again for the color. There we go. Then I'm going to go to Vivid again and just mess with that a bit. I kind of like that look. Now this time, even though I hit the automatic adjustments for color, there are a couple things I want to do. For instance, here's the black point. Now what the black point does is it will make the dark areas darker and it'll make the light areas lighter. So check this out. If I'm going all the way this way with black, you can see that the dark areas are getting darker. If I go this way, you can see that they're getting lighter. I want them to get a little darker. So let's try right in there, I think is pretty good. So those were just a little subtle adjustment I made, even though I had that color adjustment already done when I hit the auto deal. Now I'm just gonna check. And there it is. That's the shot finalized. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Botpixx in a nutshell. In the future, the setups might get a little more elaborate. I'll let you know which apps to download for that day's photo. And we might even get a chance to talk Transformers. Basically, today was a taste. An intro. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I'll see you next time on Botpixx.